President Trump pledging the U.S. will not agree to an Iran-type nuclear deal at next month's summit with North Korea, just days after announcing the U.S. is withdrawing from the controversial agreement. President Trump telling supporters during last night's rally in Indiana that he's also willing to walk away from talks with North Korea.
I think it's going to be a very big success. But my attitude is, and if it isn't, it isn't, okay? If it isn't, it isn't. But, and you have to have that because you don't know. We're not going to be walked into an Iran deal where the negotiator, John Kerry, refused to leave the table.
Joining me now is retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. He is Senior Fellow at Defense Priorities. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. What do you think North Korea is going to want in exchange for denuclearizing?
Well, their ultimate objective is regime survival. So the whole thing's going to come down to what can they get that they would accept as something that's going to allow them to continue to survive and to not feel threatened. And then the other side is what is the United States going to be able to get in terms of a deal that we can feel good about. And of course, we've been saying all along that it's the complete verifiable denuclearization of the peninsula. But it's all going to come down to the art of the deal, and that's why it's certainly a good thing that we have the good negotiator on point for us, who's really good at that. And I think that a lot of the comments that he made yesterday are very important. That look, we have to set the stage here. I'm not going to say, hey, it was great that the Moon Kim summit was good. It was great that we had those 3 hostages released, and he did say that. But he's not going to go in and say, everything's great, because he wants to make clear that there are some firm commitments that he's going to need to get there in order to make this good deal.
Some have wondered if Kim's goal now, if it's not nukes, is to take control of the entire peninsula, that what he wants to do is sort of get America out of there so he can reunite with South Korea and basically take over the entire country. Do you think that could possibly be his goal, and how would we feel about that?
No, I don't think that there's any evidence of that. In fact, I think that there's a lot of evidence that what Kim Jong Un wants is for his regime to survive and for him to increase the quality of life for the people in his country. Because for the last couple of years especially, but since 2011 when he first rose to power, he's been really taking a lot of domestic steps to try to at least slowly modernize his economy, because he wants that's the way his regime can survive, is if his country is viable economically, which is also in Trump's favor, because he needs these sanctions to be relieved. And so that gives Trump some negotiating power that you're going to have to give something in order to get something.
So you think basically he just wants money?
Not money. He wants the threat to his country lowered so that he doesn't have to spend so much money on national defense, and he can spend it on developing his economy. So he doesn't want to take over South Korea because he knows that's an absolute impossibility with the disparity between them economically and militarily. It's absolutely impossible. But what he wants is a safe place where he lives for his own country.
So then it seems like what that would mean is after denuclearization, in order to go along with that plan, that the U.S. would press for human rights improvements?
I'm sure that'll be on the table at some point, but it's not. This is not the right time for it, because the last thing we want to do is put a lot of other preconditions and situations on there, and and attack him on these kinds of areas, because we need the denuclearization is the best thing for human rights that we could possibly have.
Lieutenant Colonel Daniel L. Davis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.